B1, aka Big Daddy. Okay, if you, I want you to clip this because it'll make it so much easier to me typing this shit out to motherfuckers. They still talk this shit,
Right.
bro. I still see posts like this. All right, so go look up Stretch and Babito, Biggie Freestyle 1991. If you go to the 45-second mark and play it, it goes into the broadcast and it says, "Yo, like we're joined by Biggie Smalls, aka the Notorious B.I.G." That's 1991. Biggie was using the name Notorious B.I.G. as an alias as early as 1991. If you can show me that Mississippi dude was using that name in 1990, then you got an argument. But there's no, and nobody even knew this dude until 2, 3 years ago. And people want to make the connection because he says Mississippi in the fucking song. So you know what I mean? Like trying to make that connection. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just corny. But yeah, Biggie was using that name as an alias as early as 1991. Biggie's went through so many different names. He was MC Quest. Uh, I think he was even known as Fat Chris. I mean, I know that was his
Yeah, Fat
nickname.
Chris.
Yeah, that was his nickname in Brooklyn. I don't know if he used that as a rap name or not, but I mean, he was, Fat Chris, Quest, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. You know what I mean? So like the name Biggie Smalls, there's some uh yo Walter Lowry, what up? But there's some like debate on like who sued Biggie for the name. I know there was like a white rapper to use the name Biggie Smalls. And then there's the movie character. So they want to say like, oh, that's biting too. But like, bro, come on, man. Like we're gonna start that shit like, oh, he stole his name from a movie character, so he's whack for that. So what, we're gonna throw away Scarface too? You know what I mean? Like a bunch of people, Murder Inc., Cash Money. Like there's so many people that use shit from movies, bro. Like El Capone. Like people use gangsters' names. 50 Cent. The real 50 Cent from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of people. Freeway took Ricky Ross's name. And Rick Ross obviously did too. But so like the name thing, all of that is just, it's not even me being a Biggie fan, bro. Those are just facts of what I said. If you listen to the two songs, they're totally different. Yes, the beat is similar, but go listen to Rex and Effect. Like they're the ones, I think they sampled it first, at least in like the hip hop world, the hip hop R&B world. They were the first ones for their joint called Juicy, or maybe it was called Juicy Fruit. I don't remember, but that's where that beat comes from. And like I said, uh, Dre Dog used that shit. Um, like so many people have used uh that same
Yeah,
shit.
plus
You know
two,
what I mean?
and plus two, man, they're two totally different rappers. Like
Yeah, bro.
you're not gonna get a Gimme the Loot or 10 Crack Commandments or Everyday Struggles out of B1.
Yeah, not at all, bro. Like, and though it's no disrespect to him, bro. Like, maybe maybe he didn't even do his homework on that shit, and like maybe he came up with that name, and uh, so maybe he that's a parallel thinking type of thing. And I'm not saying that he copied his name off of Big. I'm just saying that it's impossible for Big to have copied off of him when there's no record of that dude existing in any capacity prior to 1993, and Big was using that in 1991. And like, you don't have to take my word for it. The proof is out there. Like, Just go look up Biggie's freestyle on Stretch and Bebito. You know what I mean? Like it's right there for you. Like
Right.
and but I mean that's just man, it's just so common that like the disrespect, like you can't see a post about Big without people bringing up Tupac, bro. Like, and I'm sure there's some of that back and forth. Like, you know, in the worldwide stage, I mean, Tupac's probably the biggest artist ever. Him and Eminem. You know what I mean? But in hip hop, like in the hip hop world, I think they're pretty much equal. But like on like a pop culture thing, you know, Pac's probably bigger. But like big fans don't even think about Tupac, bro. Like we don't, you know, like that hatred isn't there. Like most Biggie fans listen to Tupac too, bro. I like Tupac. You know, like I love Biggie. Like that's my guy. But like you know, you never heard nothing crazy about Big when he was here, bro. You know what I mean? Like
It's kind of like to me that a lot of people that get on these platforms, they love to tie in that situation because it brings the most clicks. Because you notice when anybody talking about Paga Big these days, for the most part, it's usually drama revolved. It's usually about the beef. It's who fucking who shot who. But it's never nothing about the music that they bought and the brilliance that they brought to the table.
yeah, bro. Like I tell everybody, I mean, like I was born in '86, bro. So I grew up in the '90s, and we grew up. No matter what kind of music you like, you could argue that that's the best decade for music because we had people like you know people that were from before the '90s that were still in their prime in the '90s, like Michael Jackson. Uh, you know the boy bands even. You know what I mean? Like that was the best time for boy bands. You had Nirvana and Pearl Jam. You had like all the heavy metal shit like Korn and Rob Zombie and Limp Bizkit and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we had Tupac, Biggie, Jay, Nas, NWA, like Ice Cube and Dre, Eminem. Wrestling was the best. Fucking cartoons were the best. Sitcoms were the best. Movies were the best. Like we live in such a great decade, bro. And now with this internet shit, there's so much bullshit that gets started. And I heard a quote the other day, bro, and this shit, like, it's so true, bro. Is the only thing
Oh, you
worse
doing all right?
than
You
living in the
mean
past is living off the past. And there's a lot of people that get on these podcasts and they just spread lies, they spread rumors, they tell stories that like there's no way we can even fact check them. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I was with Biggie the one day and he said this, and like it's
right?
everything. And it's like, how do I know what the fuck Biggie said to that dude? You know, on a Thursday afternoon in October. Like, how you know what I mean? But like, there's no there's no way
See,
to
that's the
prove or
sad part.
disprove it. So like,
Yeah, that's the sad part about today's media is everybody lives within the clout industry. So therefore they figure